Hey, what's up guys? It's Toxic here, and today I'm going to talk about some of the most forgotten limiteds on Roblox. Now, when I say forgotten, I just want you guys to know that there is absolutely no metric for how forgotten an item is. It's more so, I scrolled through the entire catalog as much as I could for limiteds, because if you don't know, if you go to the Roblox catalog, you click all collectibles, and you scroll through, you actually can't get past page 20. And it's true if you go to collectible accessories, which we're only talking about, accessories for today, because who really talks about anything else that's a collectible or limited or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I kind of flipped through these to see what the most forgotten items are, because on the 20th page of the relevancy tab, you have the Sparkle Time Fedora and Classic Fedora, some of the most well-known items on Roblox that are definitely not forgotten. So I figured that this tab doesn't make sense. So there's no metric when it comes to how forgotten something could be. So maybe I forgot something that you believe is more forgotten, but these are just, when I'm scrolling through what I can see, these are the most forgotten ones, because I never see these really in trading at all, even when I used to trade, because obviously I don't really trade anymore now. But you get the point. I really don't see these at all. I never really saw these, so I feel like this is the video to honor these items. And I'm going to start off with Roblo Tim's Sage Hen. Now, I just want to mention a lot of the items that we're going to be talking about today, if not all of them actually, are really old, so maybe that has something to do with it. But even looking at it, you could see that from July 8th to September 16th, it didn't sell. It took over 2.5, well, not a half, but like 2 months and a week to finally sell another one. And it's only 1,000 Robux. It's not like it's something crazy expensive. And something I wanted to point out is 470 stock. This is a pretty old item. I believe this is in the 2010 era. I could be wrong, maybe 2011. It's sometime around there. It's really old, that's all I know. And there's only 470 that sold back then, so I feel like this could genuinely become really rare, expensive one day, but not as rare as something else like Lady of the Federation. That's really rare. But I think that this item, really forgotten. I don't think I've ever seen any of these in my trades. All the items I'm talking about today, I don't think I've ever seen in any of my trades. And I have, like, on iSoToxic, I remember I had over 1,000 completed trades. I had a few thousand outbound, or not outbound, incomplete and whatever. So I have seen quite a lot of trades, okay? And I don't think I've ever seen this in trading in general. I don't think I've ever seen anyone mention this item. But moving on to the next item, Fortune Teller. This one is probably the most, or least forgotten one, rather, out of all of these. I feel like this one and maybe the next one, I feel like these two are probably the least forgotten of the bunch. I do believe I've seen this maybe once or twice, but again, it's one of those items you never really see anyone trade, talk about, or anything. And again, it has the situation where, for some reason, this sells a little bit here and there, but recently it just kind of died off. Like you can see right here, 7, 8, just about. One sale goes about a week, another week, then it takes like God knows how long this period is, and then it takes over a month and a half to sell again, and it sold for 600 after that. But you can see this one doesn't have as many sellers as the last one, or sellers, not sailors. What am I saying? It doesn't have as many sellers as the last item, and I really feel like this one is probably the least forgotten, because look at how many sales it has. I feel like this one, people probably remember the most out of everything here. But moving on to the next item, we're going to talk about Harold, okay? Again, Harold, I think this one is one of the least forgotten ones on the list, but I still wanted to give it a mention because it's literally one of the cheapest items on Roblox, and it barely sells at all. You never really see this in trading either. Again, I think I've seen maybe 2 or 3 of these in people's inventory in my entire time of trading. I could be wrong, maybe I'm not looking for it so I don't recognize it, but I have to say, at least as far as I'm aware, I don't think I've ever seen that many Heralds in trading. But again, this is one of the more remembered ones. This is something I can reasonably understand. Like if you were to show me all of these 5 items, because we're talking about 5, I would say this one or Fortune Teller is the least forgotten, and I would not be surprised to see one of these in Trade Hangout, as much as I would some of the other items we're going to be getting into. But yeah, you can see it's one of the cheaper items on Roblox, 600 wrap, selling for under 1,000. Only 2,000 quantities sold. Again, a pretty old item too. I'm surprised this doesn't have, more sales. But Then again, take a look at it. It's not really the coolest hat. I mean, I don't know, maybe you're into this, but it's like a tiger tail on a hat with tiger ears or something. I don't even understand what this hat is. But let's move on to the next one, Monster Slayer. I've never seen this in my life. Trading, I don't think I saw this on the catalog ever either. I don't think I've ever seen this item on Roblox, like, ever, okay? And I know for some people it's like, wow, Toxic, you're talking about your experiences. That's not really how forgotten something can be. But I don't know. I feel like this one is one of the least known ones too, if I have to be honest. And I mean, it doesn't look too terrible. Let me see what it looks like. Again, I'm gonna have my red cap on with it, but my red Roblox cap. But let me, can it load the 3D, please? I want to get on with this video. Hello, Roblox, please load. Okay, there we go. You can see it's not okay. Maybe it is a little bit terrible, but could be worse. Could be Harold. And this one, I mean, you can see it's worth about 2,000, I would say, because look at the wrap and the selling price and all that. 400 sold. This has to be old because I have never seen this before. I feel like 1,000 was a bit too much to ask for an original price, but you can see hasn't sold since early August, and we're in mid-October. You see 90 days chart, it's about to push that off. It's about to not sell in the past 3 months, which is pretty crazy to think about. And you can see this one has quite a few sellers. Half of them probably quit Roblox already. Like, I know M2M. I know this guy quit Roblox a long time ago, I think. All I know is that he used to be a really old trader guy. But a lot of the items that we're talking about here, he owns and is selling because that's how forgotten they are. They were probably remembered in 2012. But anyway, I'm going to move on to the last item. I'm going off on a bit on a tangent. But the last item, which is pretty ironic for the name, is Forgotten King. Oops, didn't mean to click on that again. But Forgotten King. Pretty ironic given that we're talking about, you know, forgotten items, forgotten limiteds on Roblox. Now, I don't want to say this is as forgotten as the last item we talked about. See, I forgot its name. That's how forgotten it is. But yeah, the first item and the last item we just talked about, I feel like those two are the most forgotten by far. This one, I feel, is kind of in the middle of the items we talked about today. You can see, sold quite a bit back here. Sells quite a bit right now. Like you can see, it's better than some other items on Roblox, but geez, it's very inconsistent in selling price. First of all, it could go for 1,200 or 2,400. It's literally half the price. You know, it's one of those items that nobody really remembers. I mean, 500 sold, 100 original price, probably a really old item. Doesn't look too bad in the 3D view, actually. It looks like just a bronze crown, if anything. I don't see why people would not like this item. And I feel like somebody's actually buying these up. I feel like that's why this is selling. Because if you take a look right here in the 30 days, you can see 2 sold in one day. 2 sold here, 1 sold here. I feel like somebody's just buying all these up and collecting them. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I really do feel like somebody's just collecting these. But yeah, let's take a look at it on a character. It doesn't look that bad in 2D at least. And it should just be the same all around, but hello. Okay. Yeah, it really doesn't look too terrible. I wonder what this looks like with hair, but I don't know. I don't have any complaints about this item. And you can see, again, M2M, M4M, which basically means it's a really old item. And, I mean, again, this is one of the most forgotten items on Roblox. I gotta be honest with you. I don't think many people here would remember this item if I were to say, hey, you remember Forgotten King? You know, the classic Roblox Limited. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys want to see more of me talking about forgotten limiteds on Roblox, just let me know down in the comments. Maybe I'll do a part 2 where I sit down, look through more limiteds, and see if I forgot any items that are more forgotten than these. Also, leave what you think is the most forgotten item down in the comments. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.